on my own. I have come up because of my own merit. They have nothing to do. Nobody has anything. I typically go to various programs, conduct various meetings, and we hear certain views actually. I just would like to bring out those views. And why do people? I was just thinking why this professional class doesn't participate actually. Why it is not coming in very big numbers. So some of them say I don't believe in the caste. There is no caste actually. Why are you talking about the caste? It has become irrelevant actually. It has become irrelevant. Education and economic development is more important actually. I don't need to explain you all people that how caste is prevalent when in those professions there is IT or management or engineering professionals are working actually. Some of them said only merit matters. I rose on my own merit actually. Some of them will say I'm very busy. I'm very busy with my profession. Let me settle down the life first actually. Let me settle down, have my kids actually, let them go to the school, settle down the colleges, and once I am there, once I will think about that. See, I have been hired by the organizations, both government and private or NGOs in my youth actually. When I was energetic, I am at my best level to contribute actually. Professional organizations hire us when we are in the best of our potential actually. When we are in the best position to contribute actually. So why people should then therefore not join social organizations also when they are in the best of the position actually. They think that let me sit down, do all the things and then last priority is the social movement. So some of the other things that we hear in the society is some of the professionals is nobody from the community helped me when I needed help. So why should I do now actually? Why should I help the community? Why should I contribute? So the question of contribution, the question of social contribution is not of the personal responsibility. The question of social contribution comes from the principle of quid pro quo. If the society has worked for, if you are not helping, why I should help you? They are not able to see the past. They are not able to see in the past that our social forefathers, including Baba Sahib, has worked actually for us. And it is because of their contribution and because of the current social movement that I am in this good position actually. And I must contribute. Somebody may not have helped me actually. It may happen with me, it may happen with you, it may happen with various people actually. If somebody has not helped me in my immediate context, that doesn't mean that I should abandon my social responsibility. The next point that we hear is, oh yeah, I want to do actually, I want to work. But which organization should I join? Current organizations, leaders of possibility. Let me wait and watch. I'm not happy with any of the organization. Let me wait and watch. I don't take an approach saying that, oh, I know that finding ideal organization is absolutely not possible actually. There may not be an ideal organization. Let me join somewhere. Whatever I call, if I use the terminology of best among the worst available actually. Let me join it. Let me try my best to change it, to better it, to strengthen it actually. And that is the approach we see not followed. Some of us actually do work on the project based actually. Some of us do work on the philanthropy. Let me start at the school. Let me start small help. Let me organize at a medical camp. Let me help somebody in the scholarship or something like that. It's important. Doing philanthropy is important. Doing welfare work is important actually. But I'm a student of public policy, and I would say that this welfare domain falls in the domain of state actually. The state has to do this. Government has to do this actually. If I have 1 crore rupees available, if I have 10 million rupees available with me, rather than starting the one school, what I would try to create a movement around with this 10 million rupees and pressurize the government to start 100 schools or strengthen 100 schools so that thousands and thousands or lakh of the students are getting the better quality education. So my investment has to go with the strategic initiatives rather than the welfare initiatives actually. Okay, because even if you put all our resources together, the amount of welfare work that will be able to be will be minuscule compared to the population which is available. Okay. The second is people say, the whole system is wrong and one person cannot change the whole system. And there is something called a fatalistic attitude actually. I mean, there is a lack of confidence in one's ability or lack of confidence in the collective ability of the team actually which is there. That we don't have an ability to change the system actually. And that is the assessment actually. We must believe that we are the followers of Baba Sahib. He alone has started and built the movement actually. Okay. We can change the system. That confidence is lacking. And these are the kind of fatalistic attitudes that we find. And last, why I'm focusing on this young professionals is, as I said, it has newly emerged class. India is a young nation. It has more than 65% of the Indian population below 35 years of age. And it is this class which can really provide a good role model to the youth coming from the slums and villages actually, and can fulfill their aspirations actually. Second, I would like to tell you the best is to enter the social movement for the professionals actually. I was just looking at what years Buddha entered the quite early actually. At 35 he gets enlightened and he starts the social movement actually. At 29 he leaves home, he does the kind of PhD or insight, he gets an insight enlightenment in 60 years and he starts his work at 35. Okay. If you take Shivaji for example, he established Swaraj Guru at 30 years. Jyotiba Phule, he started his post Phule when he was 21 years. Savitribai Phule was just 18 years. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, when he started his work, he was just 25. He wrote Caste in India when he was 1960 when he was 25. He started Mukh in 1920 when he was 29 years of age. And he participated in round table conference in 39 years of age actually. He was pretty young. So many of our, forefathers, many of our role models whom we follow, they started young. Periyar started young, Ajita started young. Okay. So, I mean, we also, if we are their followers, our professionals also have to follow their example, and our forefathers are calling us as we must join. And therefore, I felt actually, and why I would like to give this example currently, if you people have seen these elections actually, company needs to understand what has gone behind this, much more publicized campaign of the media. There was solid groundwork done by the RSS cadres. There was solid groundwork done by the cadres coming from the well-educated family. I live in an apartment where, for example, there are 700 apartments, and you find a kind of a passion and commitment among those people actually working for the movement actually. Okay. The kind of effort that these people have taken actually is a tremendous actually. You see the movement in India, there's corruption or Aam Aadmi Party, the amount of effort that the professionals have done to join that movement is tremendous actually. It is high time for us actually, for the professionals to contribute in a big way according to their abilities. And I am saying it is both win-win situation for the society and for them. If the movement succeeds, our professionals will be able to get much more higher education in their respective professions actually. They will be able to get much more better positions in the government. For example, today there is no secretary from scheduled caste in the government of India. Why it is not there? It's precisely because there is no pressure group coming from our society. Our government is not there actually. If there is a huge social movement whose pressure is built, people will be able to get into those strategic positions both in the private and government sectors. People will be able to in the business because then the conducive policies will be formulated actually. So therefore, the people's personal growth and society's growth goes hand in hand. If the social movement grows, people will grow. If people grow, the social movement has to grow. And it is where I would end my initial talk, and I would like to take questions, comments, feedback, and would like to start the discussion. Thank you, Jaydev. Sandeep, Mahesh?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead, Sandeep.
Sure. Thanks, Tanoj, for an excellent kind of like briefing, and kind of it's recharging to all of us, to all the participants.
I'm not able to hear clearly somebody speaking.
Oh, actually, Tanoj, what I did, you are on the speaker phone here, and you are not through the computer. So can you turn your speaker on there? Yeah.
Wait. I will mute you as soon as it starts. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. You can speak now. Yeah.
So Tanoj, first let me thank you for joining. It was an excellent topic you picked up, and the briefing you gave is really a value add you have done to our team, so that we all have heard you and will really think over it, and definitely folks will start kind of participating in whatever capacity they can. But thanks kind of like coming over and encouraging us with all the good examples you gave, your personal examples and all other examples you gave. So thanks again for that. What we'll do now is we'll open the session. We'll open this forum for a question and answer session, and folks will kind of like, whosoever have any questions, they will come forward. Either you guys can type in your question, or you can speak out. I think typing will be more convenient today since Tanuj is not directly available on a webinar. But please go ahead, guys. As questions come up, we'll pass on to Tanuj and we'll hear what he has to say. Okay. Any questions out there? Okay.
Hey guys, Tanuj, thanks. This is Pankaj Meshram. Thanks for joining today. I mean, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so my question is more from your earlier background of civil services. I see that these people are considered the cream of the society, and any function that's held inside in the society, these people would preside over it, right? And then they would try to give guidance to the society. But what I see is that most of the time these people are on their personal level not true to the Ambedkarism. They are either in their social life, either they are corrupt or they are corrupt in their behavior or whatever that is. On some level, they are not really true to the Ambedkarism that everybody expects them to be true to. So any messages that they pass on doesn't really reach to the people. I'll give you an example. Khairlanji happened under the watch of two of the Ambedkarite people right there, or society personnel who were in charge from a civil services point of view. The commissioner of their police commissioner was a CST guy, and the doctor who performed the autopsy was also a civil services guy. But they do not see any responsibility of passing their duties towards the society, and so maybe because they are somehow compromised or corrupt on their personal level. What do you think? What do you think should be a solution here for these people? I mean, they come out and take the podium or take the right to guide the people from across any functions and such, and people do not think they are qualified enough because of their whatever compromises they have done, and so the messages that they pass on, nobody takes them seriously.
Tanuj?
Yeah, go ahead, Tanuj. Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So Pankaj, thank you for raising this very important question. I think there is an echo. I will just give you a second. I will connect to the mobile. Don't disconnect the mobile.
Okay.
So Pankaj, the two issues you have raised here. One issue is somebody who gives the message from the social platform has to have certain character. Okay, has to have certain level of ability actually. Okay. So that one qualifies to give the message, and therefore for society to accept the message, one has to have that kind of character. You are right, absolutely in that. Okay, people whose contribution to the social movement actually is there, who have not done their work actually in the personal and the social life, have not been true to the Ambedkarism. Okay, if they are brought, say, on some platform, they are given, they are heading the program, they are chairing the program. I mean, the legal masses will listen to them actually, but then people in the due course of the time, people do understand that actually. And why this issue comes actually? So the question that we should ask is, why such people, for example, get respect from some people. If for example, if you know that a particular civil servant has not performed his duty when he was there in the position, he was there in the chair, but still that person was invited in some social function and was felicitated or was giving certain speech, for example. So why people should invite people? Okay. The question arises here is that since our people are not adequately awakened actually, and they really don't understand who is the right leader and who is the wrong leader actually, and that criteria, eligibility criteria of right kind of leadership has to be given to the society. The society needs to be educated actually. Okay, there may be certain vested interests that the people invited, but there are certain people who generally don't understand actually. Okay, they don't understand that, and therefore people invite them and they try to give the message actually. People do listen to them. Some of the people who understand their past record, they don't listen to them actually. Okay. The second point that you brought is very, very important is, see, these civil servants, they have gone into the civil services because of the social movement. As I was talking about, professor is equally true about the civil servants actually. And it is this strategic way Baba Sahib says, Mara hai Zaga, our civil services. If you read this Devan of the scheduled caste, where Baba Sahib I was talking about, Baba Sahib related to the Governor General actually, he talked about that strategic role. And he gives an example. In 1953, Baba Sahib gives an example in Rajya Sabha saying that he says that I wanted the strategic force. I wanted the strategic force, and he gives an example. He says कि हमारे महाराष्ट्र में एक किला होता है, तो किले पे ये है कि एक टूप लगी होती है ऊपर एक्चुअली, तो किले पे ऊपर एक सिक्योरिटी वाले होते हैं, उसमें टूप लगी होती है और टूप ऐसी उसकी पोजीशनिंग होती है, बाबा साहब हिंदी में बोलते हैं, टूप का पोजीशनिंग ऐसे होता है कि दूर से वो देखते रहता है कि कोई दुश्मन आ रहा है किले की तरफ, और जैसे ही कोई दुश्मन दिखा वो टूप से निशाना लगा के मारते बोले। ये जो तोप चलाने वाला जिस तरह का सोल्जर होता है, उसी तरह से मेरा ये सिविल सर्वेंट है बाबा साहब, तो मेरा ये बनता है जो स्ट्रेटेजिक फोर्स से बैठा रहेगा। Now that expectation of the Baba Sahib has civil servant has not fulfilled. Now why? There can be two reasons. One, the civil servant does not know that it is his expectation that Baba Sahib expected from me. So उनका स्कूल का सिलेबस, उनकी सजा, उनका सोशलाइजेशन, उनकी फैमिली ने, उनके पेरेंट्स ने उनको बताया नहीं है, उनके स्कूल में बताया नहीं गया, उनके कॉलेज और स्कूल वाले बताएंगे नहीं, because the schools and colleges and the textbooks are written by the curriculum set by the tyrannical forces actually. The media is run by those people. So none of the people will discuss except it is a family and the community which has to educate these young people. And when young people get educated, and these socially educated people and sensitive people who in the civil services, they will definitely protect actually. They will definitely protect. They will definitely fight out actually. They will not keep quiet. They will not allow the tyranny to happen actually. And these people will have a kind of right character. But yes, what is the solution? We must expose the civil servant actually. We must come out actually. We must talk about that. We must educate the society about such hypocritical people. Yeah. I don't know whether I have. Hello?
Yeah. Tanojji, there is one question from the Shashank Kamble. How the same professionalism, same energy can be brought in social work, how it can be balanced, and he's asking another similar thing, why not a single organization sustaining to achieve their goal? You probably noticing that in India, and what it get disorganized within few months once they come together also.
So first question is, Shashank is asking is?
Shashank Kamble, I think he's from Pune. He's asking a question to you, yeah.
Okay, so how the same kind of professionalism can be brought into the social movement?
Correct,
okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. This is what I was talking about. When I was talking about the qualities of the professional class, I said they have, and when I said what are the building blocks, I said the movement, social movement requires sound organization, sound leadership, right strategy, human financial resources, a good physical infrastructure. The operations have to be run very efficiently. I will tell an example recently. We had recently launched a membership drive for 1 week actually in 7 districts of India under Mullawasi Sangha, okay, which I was organizing secretary. And we tried to run it actually totally on the professional line. We said we will move the budgetary line, this is how the guidelines will work, this is how activists will work actually there, this much money will be provided at right time and right place actually. That is my point is, our professionals are not actually, if they are brought into the social movement, definitely the social organizations will run on the social professional line. Right now, why the organizations are not running on the professional lines is because, see, nobody has trained the people in the social movement. movement, how to run the social organization. There is a course available anywhere actually. How do you mobilize funds, for example, for the social movement? How do you train the people in leadership actually? You require leadership, and you know that I am my role in my non-profit is leadership development of education officers, and I keep on taking sectors. I design the training programs for that, but you hardly have leadership development takers as far as social movement is concerned. So these professionals have to play a role, have to play a role. If they are not there, there is a vacuum actually in the social movement actually and social organizations, and therefore social movements are run as the people are able to run it actually. They are running as per their own ability, and they are not running on the professional line. I met actors, for example, in the Bangladesh today. If you take I am guy, for example, I'm Ahmedabad guy. There are two civil servants, one is Indian Telecom Service guy, another is I am actually. IT guys, you take care of few guys. Sham is the one of the guy who is in a position that is asking student. There are two people. I can count them on the number, students actually. And these people are totally overloaded actually. To bring the kind of professionalism in the social movement, you require a certain threshold mark, at least critical mark. That is one thing I would say, but I definitely have there is a strong case to bring the professionalism, and I can again use the example of RSS and BJP, the way they run their campaign, the way they ran their party and the RSS on the professional lines by bringing all those new ideas actually is wonderful actually. We must congratulate them for the way they conducted their affairs actually. We haven't been. The next question was why we are not successful. My assessment is again same actually. देखिए जिस समाज की मूवमेंट उस समाज का जो बेस्ट क्लास है, I want to make this point. I want to make this point, and everybody should be attentive to this point. See, we are the victims of the system. We are already suffering. ये समाज जो है, this society is suffering. This society is already oppressed actually. Now this society is trying to come up by building the social movement. Now who should build the social movement? The people who are strongest among the society. जब आपको war जीतना होता है, तो you send your strongest soldiers and commander on the war front actually. Those who are strong in terms of the strategy, those who are strong in terms of the the sheer physical strength actually, and in terms of the training actually. So अगर सोसाइटी का जो आइडियोलॉजिकल वॉरफेयर है जिसको हम सोशल मूवमेंट कहते हैं, उसमें अगर स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट सोल्जर्स अगर नहीं जाएंगे तो सोशल मूवमेंट सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो पाएगा. दैट इज प्रिसाइज डायग्नोसिस एक्चुअली. दैट इज नॉट हैपनिंग. So the strongest class, हमारी tragedy is the strongest class is behind actually, and the people who have a compassion to the society, जिनके दिल में कुछ पीड़ा है समाज के बारे में, उनकी जितने भी एबिलिटी उनकी एबिलिटी के बाद हिसाब से करते रहते हैं. कुछ लोग सेल्फिश होते हैं, कुछ लोग वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट होते हैं. लेकिन अगर जो राइट इंटेंशन के लोग हैं और जो कॉम्पिटेंट है, if they come in a big number, then there is nothing which can prevent us from succeeding. That is my confidence level actually. My experience is last almost one decade over tells me that if the people, such people, committed people with right intentions actually, with right competencies, if they come to social movement, there is nothing which can prevent us from succeeding. We can defeat the forces actually, opponent forces. Yeah. I don't know whether I have answered Shank's question. And hello?
Yes, yeah. He's there. Guys, is there any question to Manoj? Go ahead.
हेलो.
Yeah. सूरज का आवाज आ रहा है आपको?
हाँ, मुझे आवाज आ रहा है.
Okay, go ahead. Suraj, go ahead.
Devin Maheshji and Devin Manojji, this was fascinating, and it was as if I am sitting in the audience of one of those BAMSEF convention and you addressing the audience.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, आपको आवाज आ रहा है उनका? Are you able to? Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Suraj, go ahead.
Yeah, Manojji, I was complimenting on your presentation style, because I just got a reminiscence of sitting in audience and attending one of the BAMSEF conventions. It was very motivating and engaging. I would not ask you a big question or a question that would take a long time to answer, but basically what I'm trying to understand is regarding this movement which you are actually part of and which has been working actively. I am more concerned with the latest Lok Sabha polls, and I was seeing that few of our factions, which was, I don't know, there are many factions even in Maharashtra, which I'm very embarrassed, and I feel very sad about that. But when we come to national politics, I learned that the Bahujan Samaj Party is the third leading national party in the statistics of representation of votes they received. In spite of that, we see we couldn't win a Lok Sabha seat. Of course, there is this various parliamentary system that works. But my question is, why can't we, as a political group, of course, on a social level, we are working very actively and it's commendable, no doubt about that. But how can we keep our vehemence aside and kind of support one party? I'm not in favor of BSP. I'm not in favor of Mool Nivasi in that sense. I am in favor of all of them in a very holistic view. But I was just trying to learn from you, since you have been working on grassroots movement. How do you think we can mobilize apart from registering and enrolling people at village level? Thank you.
Thank you, Surajji. This is, and I was expecting this question actually, since the elections are recently concluded. I must accept that we are very, very sad and we are very depressed by the results of the election. And we are depressed because of the two reasons actually. One is that all those parties which were staunchly anti-Brahminical, the parties like Bahujan Samaj Party, Dravid Munnetra Kazhagam from Tamil Nadu, Lalu's party, okay, you take, or even you take, for example, the Nitish Kumar's party, which were the supporters of the Mandal movement are anti-Brahminical, okay. All these parties have been badly defeated. RP have been defeated, whichever party has been badly defeated actually. Second, the forces which have won, they are very strong Brahminical forces. And it is not BJP which has won, it is the victory of RSS actually. In this 5 years, BJP government will do all those things, will create those kind of institutions and groundwork which will be helping them for next 25 years. The question as you raised is, why we are lost perhaps, and how we can, come together and you get a political success actually. See, Baba Sahib said somewhere that the political success depends upon the social homework which has been done, and he said in the annihilation of caste, saying that every political revolution precedes the social revolution, or every social revolution precedes the political revolution, which means the social revolution has to take place first and then only comes the political revolution, which means if you have to create a Bahujan Samaj actually, if the Bahujan Samaj, like you said, if you have to convert state, let me give some example. We have a numerical majority of the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, OBC and minority votes in this country. That typically is suffering class in this country. We have a numerical majority. Now this numerical majority has to be converted into the social majority. And this is the work of the social movement actually, which unfortunately is not happening. Okay, there is a caste consciousness, but there isn't a social consciousness actually. Every caste is conscious about its own caste identity rather than the social identity. Social identity of say either Mullimasi or Bahujan or typically of citizenship actually. So the numerical majority has to be converted to social majority, and that social majority gets converted to the political majority during the elections actually. For this to happen, you require a social movement and you require a very dynamic political organization. Unfortunately, most of our political organizations are not successful in this, are not successful educating the society, or not successful in mobilizing the voters actually. BSP did give us a very, very good hope in the recent time, that period BSP, because it came from the bomb style of functioning, the way its objectives were settled, the way its ideology was, it has done wonderful things in the past actually. But recently, it started deviating from its ideology. The lines of Bahujan to Sarvajan, you call it, or whether the organization was actually the way the organization is conducted actually. I was looking at some of the statistics, like you say, for example, BSP has emerged as, I will give you certain figures, and I was doing certain calculations today actually. There are 2.833 crore voters in UP actually. 2.833 crore, 2 crore 83 lakh voters here, which is 21.1% of the UP voters actually. There are 13 crore voters in UP. There are scheduled caste voters only, there are 2.8 crore actually. Out of that, BSP got only 1.6 crore, 1.6 crore. BSP को 1 करोड़ 60 लाख वोट मिले यूपी में से, जबकि शेड्यूल कास्ट के जो वोट है 2 करोड़ 8 लाख 80 लाख वोट है। इसका मतलब क्या हुआ, इस 1.6 करोड़ में से अगर हम 90% वोट की अगर मान लें शेड्यूल कास्ट को, तो BSP हैज गॉट ओनली 1 करोड़ 44 लाख वोट, विच मीन्स ये जो 2 करोड़ 80 लाख जो वोट है, इसमें से अगर 80% लोगों ने अगर वोटिंग किया होता और 80% लोगों ने अगर BSP को वोट किया होता, तो BSP को एडिशनल 2 करोड़ 26 लाख वोट मिले होते। एंड ये 2 करोड़ 26 लाख वोट अगर हम 60-80 और कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी को अगर डिवाइड कर ले यूपी के, तो हर कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी को एडिशनल 83,000 वोट मिले होते सिर्फ शेड्यूल कास्ट के। 83,000 के मार्जिन से जितने भी कैंडिडेट हारे होंगे आज BSP के सब जीत जाते। Which means what? We have failed, one, in bringing those voters to the booth. Second, the voting percentage in UP was 58% actually. We have failed in bringing those voters to the booth. Second, we have failed in convincing those voters to convince for the BSP, to vote for the BSP. Which means somewhere the grassroots politicization work it has to happen, it has not happened. That is very important. And therefore, there lies, and therefore the secret of the BJP success lies in that. The integral relationship of the BJP has with the RSS. It is RSS workers and all other offshoot organizations of RSS like VHP, ABVP, Bajrang Dal, Durgani UTEC or Seva Bharati UTEC, all these offshoot organizations, including IT Seva, IT Milan. IT Milan is the professional wing actually, of the IT professionals actually. All these wings work wonderfully actually. They work wonderfully for that, and they are one of the kind of integrated relationship actually. So that integrated relationship between social and political organization is very, very important for us to succeed actually, and which is not fair actually. And unless this is done actually, it will be very difficult for us to get the result. And therefore, I think in future, if we have to get a political success, we need to have that strategy where there is a harmonious relationship between the political and social organizations actually.
Thank you, Tanoj. Thank you. Sandeep, go ahead.
Okay. I think there was one more question from Shashank, and I think we can if we can consider this as the last question, unless there is one more. We are also running out of our time. The question is, why not a single organization sustaining to achieve that goal? Why it gets disorganized within few months or days?
Mahesh, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, he is saying that why any organization not sustaining longer time, looks like. Why not a single organization sustaining to achieve their goal? Why it gets disorganized within a few months or days?
Like I said, number one reason I was saying is that the kind of the people who are doing in the social organization, they are the people who are designing the organization, people who are running the organizations, their commitment and their competencies are less, number one. If we are talking about why they are not reaching the objectives, the precise reason to reach the objectives, we require sound organization, sound strategy, sound leadership, sound adequate resources, which we are lacking actually today. We are not. If we are talking about split and fragmented in the organization, that comes because of the lack of clarity about thought and differences, personal differences. People have their own personal ambitions actually, or there are conflicting ideas actually. Somehow our organizations have not created that culture of dissent within the organization. Suppose if you are running ANA and there are two views which are coming up in ANA in a particular meeting actually, the ANA must have an appropriate democratic framework to encourage the different viewpoints actually. If the organization does not encourage the different viewpoints, the people will not have an option but to part ways actually. This is one option. The democracy has to allow the kind of dissent, number one. This is one of the reasons. The second reason that I see is, the cohesiveness of the organization depends upon the consistency of thought, speech and action actually. And to bring the consistency of thought, speech and action require a training actually. You require a training. Now that kind of training is not happening in our organization actually. See, why RS is not splitting actually? It is because the every cadre goes to the very rigorous process of preparation actually. Now that rigorous preparation creates in you ability as well as the commitment. Okay, when Uma Bharti leaves RSS or BJP, nobody goes with her actually, Okay, or Kalyan Singh has to come back, nobody goes with her. The tallest man, Kalyan Singh, yesterday's voting has left actually. Now the problem with us actually is that our status, I call it in Ramsey categorization process actually. As I was saying, SR terminology, acquisition of the talent and development of the talent. That development of talent does not happen properly actually. If our organizations train the people when they join the organization properly, the people will not leave actually there. They will understand their attachment increases when there is a clarity, they understand the commitment. They have to be rigorously trained. Like the soldier gets trained when he joins army. On the very first day, the guide is not 100% patriotic and 100% committed to the army's cause and ready to fight and take a bullet on his chest actually. That commitment to the country and patriotism is gradually gets developed to the rigorous thing that army goes music. Now that kind of rigorous preparation has to happen through the social organization, which is not happening actually at present. That is one of the important reasons. The third reason why there is a fragmentation and why the organization is away is also there is something called, instead of Sangam Sharanam Gacchami, there is a if I am not using Buddham Sharanam because it is very noble Sharanam actually. It is that instead of going refugee to the organization, people take refugee to the leaders actually. So organization, rather than being the ideology, they are the leaders first. If the organizing resting on the leader, for example, somebody joins Ramsey and 10 people join Ramsey because of Samaj Meshram, and because Samaj Meshram is good and they like Samaj Meshram, the moment Samaj Meshram leaves Ramsey tomorrow, all the 10 people will go along with Samaj Meshram. Now that is the precise problem with many organizations actually. The people have their own, client base, or people have their own loyalties actually. With loyalties from the people who initially recruit the people in the social organization has to gradually shift to the loyalty to the organization, loyalty to the objective. And therefore, when those people, suppose even if Samaj Meshram goes, everyone should go away with Samaj Meshram. Now that kind of maturity has not been created in the organization actually. And therefore, when the people speak the organization, people follow them actually. You must have heard the example of speak in the Buddhist Sangha. Actually, I would like to give an example of that. And it's a wonderful example of speak in the organization. Okay, if you have read that book called White Cloud, Black, Walking in the Footsteps of Buddha, I mean, that title I don't remember. Jahan पर बुद्ध के कदम पर टिकना था actually, where there is an example. Devdutta walks away. Devdutta walks away with lot of novice monks actually and speaks to Sangha actually. One day, Sariputta, I think it's Mogalayana goes to the Buddha and says that, Buddha, can you give me permission to go to Devdutta Sangha? I want to do something there by going there. Buddha says, do you think you will be able to do something there? He said, yes, let me try. He goes there. Mogalayana goes to the Devdutta Sangha. The moment Devdutta sees Mogalayana, he is very, very happy. He says, the right man of the Buddha has come to me. I am very happy now. I am handing over you with Sangha. You take care of you teach them, you train them with this new monk. I am not going to do anything. He goes away for, Diksha and all that to the community actually. He goes out actually of the Sangha. Okay. There is another, the Shrud monk which is a friend of Devdutta. He is there actually. What this Mogalayana keeps on doing every day is, he keeps on giving the right teaching to the monks actually. Every day he takes a Dhamma session, he gives them the right teaching, right training every day. After a few days, Mogalayana tells them, says, monks, brother, whatever teaching I have given, you are like my teaching, I know every day I am getting the feedback, whatever teaching I have given, okay, this teaching has been given to by my master, Buddha, and I am going back to my master actually. Okay, you take a call. And all monks go with this Mogalayana. So why those monks in the first place have gone into this stuff precisely because they were not clear about what the Dhamma is all about or what the Buddha's idea was all about. With the Mogalayana giving them to give them the clear clarity about the ideology or the Dhamma, they all came back actually. And that is the precise problem actually about the speed and fragmentation of the side in organizations are happening. Yeah.
Go ahead, Sandeep.
Okay. So we are almost kind of like 10 minutes up of our regular time. But is there any final question? Otherwise, we can wind the session up.
Yeah.
I can give answer in one line.
Yeah. Looks like there are no more questions. But Tanoj, this was really like I'm happy the way you have delivered this talk, and you have you have your homework done, and maybe like as you have been growing and part of the BAMSAFE, definitely that's where like all this encouragement and enthusiasm comes. We would definitely like to hear back from you again, and we would like to see you coming as a speaker sometime in near future. But thanks again for coming over and taking out the time and encouraging all of us. So thanks again. We'll call this session off. Next week we'll be celebrating our annual event. Most of you must have seen that email, but if not, we'll send that and see if you can join. So most probably next week we are not going to have this Vihara session in this format. We'll see if we can join from the center, that's all for this week. Thanks again for joining. Jai Bhim, Nav Budhai.
Thank you, Tanoj. Thank you very much for today.
Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you very much. I hope I will meet you guys in August. I am coming to Boston on 22nd August. Okay, I'm reaching there. Okay, and I hope I will meet you all there.
Not a problem. Yeah. Thank you.
And we'll have more interactions.
Not a problem. Yeah.
Jai Bhim, everybody.
Jai Bhim, everyone, and good night there.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. We'll talk to you later then.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Jai Bhim. Jai Bhim. Okay. Okay.